relationships, improve your dating life, and make marriage work. Answer the call. Something about it stopped him. It wasn't promising tricks or shortcuts, it felt like a challenge, almost like the universe whispering, "Are you ready to grow?" Ethan hesitated, then clicked. The voice that spoke wasn't talking about others, it was talking about him. About healing old wounds, understanding emotional patterns, and building the kind of inner strength that attracts real connection. For the first time, Ethan realized love wasn't something to chase, it was something to prepare for. Ethan started small. Instead of diving into another relationship, he spent time understanding the person he had ignored the most, himself. He began journaling, reflecting on why he always rushed things, why silence made him uncomfortable, and why he equated attention with love. Slowly, the patterns became clear. He wasn't unlucky in love, he was unprepared for it. He had been searching for someone to fill his emptiness, instead of learning to stand whole on his own. He started attending workshops, reading about emotional intelligence, and practicing active listening. When people spoke, he stopped waiting for his turn to reply. He simply listened. He learned the power of empathy, the kind that doesn't try to fix others but tries to understand them. Each conversation, each quiet reflection, taught him more about patience and presence. Months passed, and something in him shifted. When he met Maya at a friend's gathering, there was no performance, no rehearsed charm. Just two people, talking honestly. She wasn't impressed by grand gestures, but by how genuinely he cared to know her story. Ethan realized connection wasn't built on excitement, it was built on understanding. Love wasn't about completing each other, it was about growing together, one honest moment at a time. Years later, the sound of soft music filled the air as Ethan stood at the altar, his hands slightly trembling, not from fear, but from the overwhelming weight of gratitude. Across from him stood Maya, the woman who had seen him at his worst and loved him through his becoming. The journey hadn't been perfect. There were late-night arguments, moments of doubt, and times when life felt heavier than both could carry. But through it all, they kept choosing each other, not out of habit, but out of understanding. Ethan remembered the boy he once was, the one chasing validation, mistaking infatuation for love. That version of him had been afraid of commitment, afraid of losing freedom, afraid of being hurt again. But the man standing here now understood something deeper. Real love wasn't about control or perfection. It was about choosing growth over comfort, communication over silence, and forgiveness over pride. As he looked into Maya's eyes, he realized that "Answer the Call" had never been about finding someone else, it was about transforming himself into the kind of person capable of loving deeply and enduringly. Their vows weren't just promises for the future, they were reflections of everything they'd already learned. The patience, the honesty, the quiet work of two souls growing side by side. When he finally said, "I do," it wasn't just a commitment to her, it was a quiet, powerful affirmation to life itself, that love is not something you find. It's something you build, one understanding, one choice, and one moment at a time.